Hello, hello, and welcome back to Hero Infinite, this time with my friend, Atomic Squid.
Hey, how's it going? Peoples, it's good to be here. It's like SNL. It's a part of the family. It's great. It's great.
Yay! What? Before we begin, after this is done, go check out Atomic Squid's Twitch. They're a fellow member of the Gas Network. Links to Gas Network down below. It's our group's Discord for all of our Twitch and YouTube channels. Yeah, plug.
Played that paparazzi music is like. "Bah, bah, 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 bah."
And but this week we're going to be getting another new introduction of a new hero, Killstreak. And let's just hop right into the setup, huh?
I think that is fair. Let the character speak for himself and not for a monologue.
Yeah. So getting right to the point rather than talking for 5 to 10 minutes, I'm improving.
Holy shit!
So, as we open up, it is 2022. Location, somewhere within the Middle Eastern region. We move in on a group of military soldiers, basically being deployed out of a a group of military soldiers in their base, and a cutting-edge new ship, airship, VTOL, vertical takeoff landing device, ship, whatever, is flying over and landing down to drop off a bunch of troops and a number of soldiers in new modern era, very nice equipment. All sort of how do I put it? I don't want to say exoskeleton. If you
It's power armor.
Well, no. You know the movie Live Die Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow. Think of the power or the exoskeletons from Edge of Tomorrow, and there's soldiers stepping out with things kind of like that, allowing them to carry more equipment. They're all painted blue, a mix of blue and green with U.S. military logos, as well as marks saying Cerulean Industries. And as they all step out, in the very back of the craft, another figure stands up, hulking in a proper suit of power armor, and begins to step off. Do you want to describe your appearance while in power armor?
He looks like hammered shit. He's got bags under his eyes. He's kind of got a 5 in the morning kind of beard going on. He's seen some shit. He's Killstreak, aka Rico Valentine. He's pretty tall compared to the rest of the soldiers. He's wearing the armor, so in armor he's towering over them at 6'8" or some shit like that. And outside the armor, he's still a pretty big boy. He's 6'2", 6'3" or something like that. And he's kind of jaded. He's tired, and he's kind of seen it all and done it all.
Do you want to describe what the armor looks like a little?
Yes, actually. The armor is this... The best way to kind of picture it, without, delving into copyright issues, is, a very meddled, modern-day knight, kind of. The helmet on this quote-unquote knight is obviously similar to that of, a biker helmet. But it can withstand bullets, can withstand all sorts of different calibers. And the unique thing about a knight is that they usually have a shield. Well, this knight doesn't exactly have a visible shield. Instead, he has a electromagnetic shield installed into his little trunk pack in the back of his suit.
It's a bulky back.
Yes. The armor in and of itself, like a lot of people wearing this armor, it's typically gun gray with some scratch marks on it because busting through walls or jumping off of helicopters without a parachute, or something to that extreme. Some of them are marked with custom insignias, someone has a
right
set of
now
playing
you're
cards.
the only one in power armor like this. The others are just in some basic exoskeletons.
Oh, right. His armor in particular does have some things like a joke that says "Don't have a cow, man,"
Mhm.
on his left leg, but and then his mother's insignia on his right arm, but he pretty much has a number stitched. Not stitched. It's more like painted onto his armor, and that number is none other than the 003. Lucky
Mhm.
number, as some would say.
The color scheme of the armor, it's green and black, correct?
This armor in particular is just that gunmetal
Oh, it's
black
just
sort of
gunmetal
stuff.
black with like some parts being a little darker, some being a little lighter. All right, so it's all like blacks and silver shades with some like light custom paints and nicks and such.
Yeah, it's got like a military insignia, the U.S. flag, and all that bullshit on some
And
areas. Like,
yeah, and it's like an armor that has clearly been, kind of like how fighter pilots will paint up their jets and their planes with like shark mouths, or women.
yep,
Yours has it, like you said, that don't have a cowman, like personal insignias, little symbols and of things.
yes, he was very much a child of the '90s.
And as your hold on, I just realized Discord's still making badunk sounds even though I'm streaming. Hang on. I don't want that sound coming up because that's gonna bug people. Activate, enable stream. There we go. Now you're not all gonna hear the badunks. Um, you know, as you step forward, you see some like the soldiers who are wearing like, are just like no normal soldiers seem sort of incredulous as these guys in souped up technology are all stepping down. A couple of the ones that have like the exoskeleton stuff, they're like they look less military garb, more like private security force appearance, as they're walking and like talking with some generals and are basically handing over like automated turrets and like these like unfolding like metal walls. And alongside you steps out or alongside like all the soldiers steps out a really tall skinny guy with straight up like the best way to put it is ninja blue dyed hair. Like this man looks ostentatious.
Very eccentric.
Yeah. And as he's like stepping out, he's sort of looking around, putting on his like bright yellow aviator glasses, and one of the generals walks over. It's like, good to have your assistance. Oh God, what was the character's name? Hold on, I had it. Not you, the guy that just stepped off. I had it written down. Hold on. I do this all the time, where like I have the whole scene in my head, and then I need to say the name of the character, and for some reason that just didn't stick for me.
It's all right. It's all right.
Fuck. Scrolling up into my notes looking for it. There it is. So he steps forward. It's like the words. It's good to have your assistance, Mr. Cerulean. Please call me Percy. And what you're like, I'm glad to be bringing you into the future of warfare. As like all the people are setting up the equipment, and the soldier starts to talk with him, or the general starts to talk with him a little bit. And as you're walking, one of the soldiers is like, "Nice get up, Major Freedom."
He's crushing his hands and it's like, shut the fuck up. That's not my name. My name's Killstreak.
Yeah,
but he says in the most monotoned, like, I will fuck you
Yeah.
up tone.
and it's sort of like coming through the robotic filter of the helmet a little bit. And
Yes.
as you say that, you sort of walk by the camera, and I like to imagine like Killstreak has been painted. Do you think it would be painted somewhere on your armor?
Killstreak, no, it's more of like on the heads up display. You know how some people would be like a letter and like a serial number or maybe a code phrase like blue or something like that.
Yeah.
That's like something that only his like fellow teammates can see because
Okay.
they all quite literally play Battlefield and COD and Halo.
Yeah.
Or sorry, Ring World. Fuck.
Ring
Siege.
World. Call to Arms.
Uh,
Uh,
Open
co
battles.
Combat Hills.
Yeah, okay, Combat Hills. We're going with Combat Hills. All right.
Call to message to battle. Present day war.
Ring World, Space Odyssey, or
Ring World Unending Number.
Unending Number. Oh man, I love that.
I've always loved in like any media when they are clearly trying to put the name of something but they can't say it, so they just make up bullshit. Like McDaniels. McDaniels is my favorite running thing in television shows.
Would like that Brian thing of like it's Cool Whip or Cool Whip sort of thing count?
Yeah, I mean that wasn't like them trying to avoid saying the brand name. That was just them making a dumb joke. And it's Stewie who says Cool Whip, not Brian.
Oh, no, not Brian.
I'm a real Family Guy aficionado. I haven't watched that show since I was like 12.
It's a great anime, kids.
It's a great. My favorite anime is King of the Hill. I'm a big fan of that slice of life content, you know?
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like Thomas the Tank Engine and Dora the Explorer as well. But, you know, The Simpsons, once upon a time, it had a great, you know, story arc for that anime. And then around, like, season 7, when they got to, like, the tournament arc of Elon Musk and all that stuff, that became kind of hard.
They went a little over the top, like you know, the moment they introduced Super Homer 7, it got a little too much.
Yes. My bad. We're going on.
It's fine. So, the words. The, has you, like, walk into the armor, you know, you sort of walk by the camera, like, you sort of, like, block the camera out, and then as it fades in, you know, oh god, wait, I didn't think about this. How old is your character?
Well, if it's 2022, they were born in 87, they joined the program in 2007, so...
Wait, they were born in 2007?
No, they were born in 87.
Oh, in 87. Oh, okay. If you had a set birth date, then that makes it easy for me. We open up with 1997. As you know, we see a young boy, or 1997, you know, somewhere in America, a young boy is running through his home, you know, rushing along through everything, and he quickly, like, goes and turns on his TV and sits down, and around the room is a bunch of, like, action figures of, like, you know, oh god, what, do you want to describe the guy's appearance? Because I know y'all remember it better than I'll mess up details for sure. You know who they're action figures of.
For
the character.
Major Freedom?
Yes, I was gonna avoid saying the name until I wanted to describe the appearance of them first. Good thing. What do they look like?
Sorry.
No, it's fine. What do they look like? Like they're action figures and posters and stuff?
Okay, so for, you know, the show that he was on, that a lot of the action figures are based off of, he has kind of like that 70s porn stash going. And he's got a little bit of like he's got some long hair that would be considered as like an early mullet. But he's wearing basically like this detective like jacket. Underneath it, he's got like this it's kind of like a bullet vest, except it's also got like long sleeves under it too, of like American patriotism colors and some like red, white, and blue stars, you know, along his ribs or something like that. His pants are like this tight, like military grade like pants, that's also got like this red, white, and blue thing going, and he's got like black boots. He's got that classic also too superhero like black mask thing going over his eyes.
So yeah, the kid runs and turns on his TV, and as he sits down, there's like, you know, like 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 television cartoon, or not the cartoon, but a television show opening, and then like text comes across the screen, Major Freedom. Yeah, straight up like 70s. Like, if you've ever seen the opening of the old Spider-Man or a live action show from the 70s, it's that kind of music. like sounds like it should be in a porno, but it's not.
Yep. Yes. And he's like in the opening, you can see like Major Freedom's car like bounce through the the opening right there.
And it like has it places like during the height of the Vietnam War, America needed a hero. Experiments were put underway to create the new age of super soldiers. Then what they created was Major Freedom! And it's like him, like, they're like putting him like down on the table, like injecting with things, and like when it says that, he like bursts off with his fist in the air.
Oh my god, I love it.
Yeah, and after years of fighting on the front lines, the effort became too much for the valiant hero. He became dedicated not to affairs overseas, but here in homeland. And at the end of the war, he became a skilled detective, helping to foil the plots of criminals across the country. And then, like, at the opening credits, or opening cartoon thing ends, it's like, when we last left off, Major Freedom was in the clutches of the dastardly Silver Skin. And you see he's, like, tied down to like, a table like that, or he's tied down to a table that has, like, a laser slowly moving up it. It's like, this is it, Major Freedom. You have you face your end. Has like a guy with like literally silver skin wearing like a pinstripe suit and fedoras looking at him, or like standing over him.
Yes.
But there's one thing you did not account for, Silver Skin. Nothing can bind the freedom of America. And he bursts free from the ropes, and has the little kids sitting there excited and snickering with joy. A older man who looks very similar to the one in the TV show walks in.
He's got a bit of a beer belly.
Yeah, a little bit of a beer belly, but he's got the same mustache and the same like sort of half mullet. Hey there, boy. Watching my old reruns again, and goes and sits down and like puts his hand on his shoulder.
Yeah, all the kids are asking about the tale of the silver man, you know?
Oh, he was quite the foe back in the day. And he starts like stroking the mustache. Of course, that was before he went to rehab.
Oh, what for?
Well, his addiction to Silver Skin, the drug he made. Highly addictive, but made him invulnerable to even the toughest of hits. Of course, the man in the show, that's just an actor with face paint. The real man was taller.
Did he actually try to cut you with a laser?
Of course. These are all based on true stories, after all.
Holy shit.
Hey, now watch your fucking mouth, kid. He pats you on the back. Get a hero point.
Yes.
You know, one day, you'll be just like me. Pats you on the back.
Okay.
You'll be the... Like... God, what was the nickname you came up with?
His sidekick on the show and the person he wanted to be was Liberty Sailor.
Yeah, soon you'll be the Liberty Sailor. And he looks off to the side and you can see, like, hung on the wall is an already tailored Sailor Boy costume fitted for a 18-year-old.
He's just sitting there. He's got like the, hello darkness, my old friend kind of thing going.
I like that description. Get a hero point. And with that, it shows that suit, and then we slowly crossfade to, a number of years later, where in the place of the suit is blueprints of a suit of power armor. And standing there's a guy sort of like scratching his chin, a young, moderately fit man. The renowned scientist Ruben Vermeer stands in a military base, looking at the blueprints of a suit of power armor. A general walking up behind him, like, you think it'll work? Of course it'll work. I designed it. And they look off to the side where there's a training field, and there is, you know, a younger Spire Killstreak and a, well, not much younger by a few years, and like this nice cutting edge, freshly made suit. It's like so new it's not even like fully painted. It's just like chrome metals and Kevlar look.
Oh, okay.
And you're like, it's basically you standing in a like in an open field with, like, you know those like practice combat fields they make with concrete, like think Starship Troopers training field.
Yep.
You're in an area kind of like that, and you know you're stood there in the power armor, and we're gonna hold on. I can. Yeah. Display the. Oh, there we go. The hot bar. Yay. We're going to move into a combative situation. As you're standing there in the armor, and like like the. Alright, the guy looks over. It's like, of course it'll work. I designed it. Initiate stage 1 of the testing, and like the sound of like a bang goes off, and a bunch of like little like turrets and stuff all start popping up from behind cover, and as we begin, it's you with, hold on, oh, I never pinned the post with all of your abilities. Hold on, let me scroll back and post that so I can use it.
That's fine.
God, I just scrolled past the PS5 video I sent you. Fucking love that video. It's me, boy. I'm the PS5 speaking to you from inside your brain.
Yeah, that was a good one right there.
Where? There it is, the listing of your abilities. So yeah, we both know the abilities. You're outfitted with all of your abilities, as well as a rifle, a pistol, and a handful of grenades. As we begin, you know, you're in an open field with like some slopes, some cover, and a number of turrets scattered around the field firing at you.
He's going to immediately look over to his left, whip out his pistol as quickly as he can, and just begin firing while running for cover.
Alright. So, you've got your military background, which is going to add an extra die. So that means you're rolling 6 dice. The turrets, being turrets, are incapable of dodging. So rather than them rolling to dodge, you're just going to have to roll minimum of 3 every single time you attack.
Okay.
You rolled 2 successes with 1 dice break. You have hero points, correct?
Yes.
So it's your call if you want to spend them. So I've told this to a lot of the other players. Generally, if you want to spend hero points on a roll, you have to say it as we are describing the roll, or as I'm telling you the difficulty of it, before I tell you the results of the roll.
Oh, okay.
But if you look at the rule document, anybody else who wants to see the rule document, it's linked in the Discord, or I gave a basic description of the rules in the first video in the Hero Infinite playlist. There is a breakdown of all the things you can spend hero points on, and which one, like when you can play them, like whether they have to be whether it has to be spent before or after, or during, or whatever.
Okay. Sheet.
So, yeah, the only thing you could do right now is either buy an extra success for 5, re-roll the action for 10, or just get rid of the dice break that happened for 1 to turn it from 1 success to 2 successes.
I'll spend 5. I have 55 hero points.
5 to buy 1.
Yeah.
And do you want to make it 6 so that you can also get rid of the other get rid of the dice breaks so that you can have just enough to get 1 success, essentially? Because in order to deal 1 damage, you need 3 successes. This is the way I'm putting it.
Oh, okay, yeah, then yes, I will do for 6.
Yeah. So, okay, fixed. Yeah, the you start running for cover, pulling out the pistol, firing on the turrets, and you obviously hit all the you hit a couple of the turrets, knocking them offline with some well-placed shots. And now on the turret's turn, they're just, gonna shoot at you. Which you're running for cover, right?
Yep.
Alright. Bump. Doing the rolls for both you and them. Okay. So the turret, the number of turrets on their attack, they rolled 3 successes, and you rolled 3 successes with 1 dice break. Meaning that you will you will either get hit, or you will have to spend 1 dice break in order to avoid the hit.
I'm gonna allow the hit because this is a test run. I'm assuming for the armor.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna allow that.
That has you run for the cover and you knock out a couple of the turrets. One of them sort of like hits a part of your armor and it damages little sparks going off. And sorry, I'm just part of my setup is weird. There we go, fix it. A few little sparks go flying off, and the words that I can speak. Words that I can speak. We go back to your turn, essentially.
So at this point, he's going to reload his magazine in his pistol, and he's going to switch to his rifle.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. So you're gonna reload your pistol, switch to rifle, and then what?
He's going to look over on his left side around that corner, facing to the other wall he hasn't hit yet.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to try and take out that set of turrets while trying his best to remain in that cover.
All right. 3 successes, you easily take out a couple of them, moving the situation a little bit more in your favor.
Out of curiosity, how many turrets are there in the simulation, including the ones I destroyed?
So the way I generally run these when players are fighting goons and attacking turrets is a non-distinct number that you will eliminate all of them once you have filled the combat meter.
Oh, okay.
Is it the way that it tends to go?
So, all right, and you said it was back to my turn?
Yes.
Okay. From that cover, he's gonna move around that.
Wait, no, your action was already attacking the turrets.
Oh, yeah.
And the minor action was switching weapons.
Yeah, so, sorry about that.
Now the turrets are going to attack you, so you're in cover, which is going to give you, it's going to give them disadvantage on attacking you. So what are you going to do?
I'm going to let them shoot at the cover.
Okay, so you're just going to hunker down behind cover?
Yeah, and let them...
Gonna count that as a block, essentially. Okay. So... Oh yeah, you're easily able to hunker down behind cover. Fuck, okay. You're sitting behind a little concrete wall, but out of view of a couple. It's like between the ones you took out with your first couple shots and with these shots, any ones that could have hit you, you've taken out.
Okay.
So what do you do as your next action?
So he's gonna. Is this concrete block? Is it like a block, or is it just like a little kind of like...
It's like a barricade. Like the things they use on highways to like block things off.
Okay, yeah. So he's gonna kind of like go over the barricade in an attempt to move to some other cover, but he's gonna try and like shoot at the turrets in front of him.
Okay. So you're gonna like try and move into a position where you can get more of the turrets, essentially.
Yeah.
So, God, you got 4 successes with 1 dice break, so you can either allow it to be 1 damage or spend the 1 hero point to make it 2 damage.
I'll leave it as 1 damage.
Or 2 points up, I should say. Alright. So you fire at the turrets, running through them, and, but, like, knocking out a couple more as you run forward. And, of course, once again, the turrets are going to fire at you. What do you use your reaction for?
I'm going to leap into the cover corner.
Keep in mind, I know you're a little bit newer to action. You are allowed to counterattack. Your counterattack is just done at a disadvantage.
I don't think they're... Like, he could technically fire at them, but I feel like that he would just be, like, leaping.
Yeah, so you're just going to die for cover?
Yeah.
So, Jesus, they got 5 successes, and you got 5 successes with 1 dice break. You rolled more than 5 dice because Dice Burst is giving you bonuses.
Okay.
So you either get hit or you can spend 1 hero points to avoid being hit.
Okay. How many hero points in this one?
It would take 1 hero point to avoid the hit.
Oh, 1. I thought you said some.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, I'll use 1 hero point.
So they fucking fire at you, but you like dive out of the way into the cover, and now it's back to your action again.
He's gonna poke his head around that corner of the cover and fire at those turrets that were shooting at him.
Right. So you get a solid 4 successes, which means that's enough for 2 pips up. Yay. A bunch more of the hang on, how many? I'm just checking the thing. As you take out those turrets, you hear like a boom, bang, and then the parts of the floor open up and more turrets like start popping up around you. So there's even more turrets than there were. Oh no!
So at this point,
it is now their turn because you just did your turn.
Oh, that's
and
right.
A bunch of the turrets are basically that popped up around are gonna try and fire at you.
Okay.
So what are you gonna do?
He's gonna try and stay behind the cover and just let the bullets hit that cover.
Well, there's a few like around your cover as well. Like new turrets got added in, so now your cover won't work, kind of thing, unless you move to new cover or move around your cover a little bit to avoid them.
So actually, how close are these new turrets that are around that cover area?
Every turret is considered to be within melee. So hard of action rather than like standard grid combat. I took a page out of a book similar to how Atomic Highway does it.
Yeah.
Where it is zone-based combat, where zones are a like rough area of space that is deemed to be reasonably within a melee distance. So like, you could sprint at something and punch it if it's in your zone. Okay. And all of the turrets are within your zone of combat.
So I'm thinking that he's gonna switch back to his pistol. He's gonna shoot at like the turret, but maybe like as he's going to like a corner, bash into it.
So you're gonna try and like run, shoot, and like gun bash a couple?
Yeah.
Well, good news. You get 1 disadvantage because it's a counterattack, but you roll 2 successes. That brings you down to 1. Meanwhile, they rolled -2. Meaning you're going to deal 3 damage.
Okay.
So as you go running, you fire at a couple, and like the ones shooting at you, you sort of run fast enough in between the power armor and your strength. You run forward, and they fire upon each other, knocking each other out. And then you get to a piece of cover where there's just one. You basically uppercut it and knock it off its base. Like the fucking top of it, like flying off and landing near like where the people are observing, and the general's like, certainly is impressive. Damn right it is. Yeah. Ruben Vermeer's cheering like he's watching a football game back there. Like straight up when you were running for the cover, he's like, go, come on, get to the cover. Yeah, hey, come on, shoot that one. Oh, he punched that one.
He's got popcorn and he's got like his soda, and he's like tossing the soda at the wall. He's like, yeah.
Nah, man, it ain't a soda. He's got fucking beer.
He's got beer, even better. He just throws the beer at the wall. Oh man.
Drinking some nice, delicious, discordant stout.
Oh man, that's awesome. Somebody animate that or make that into like a comic or something. That's
fan art. So yeah, you fucking uppercut the turret, and now it's their turn. Oh no, you did it as a counterattack, so now it's your turn.
So, okay, is there like a turret head right next to me?
Like, is there a turret near you, you mean?
Yeah, like maybe like one that I, took its head off, or maybe
For
slightly.
hero points, I'll say yes.
Sure, I'll throw in another hero point.
Excuse me. Yeah, so for hero point, there is a turret head near you, yeah.
So he's being a little creative now. He's gonna grab his grenade. He's gonna put it in the turret head. He's gonna toss it like a football, like priming the grenade and tossing it at one of the turrets.
I like that. So, you take one of the turret heads, you, like, rip it off its base, put a grenade in, and throw it like a football, and, like, it soars through towards them. And, like I said, I'm requiring 3 successes or... Oh, wait. Oh, you know what? Your strength should... You have super strength level, too. You know, because your dad was a super soldier, so that should definitely factor in. And that brings you from the 1 success to the 3 successes required. So... You take the fucking thing and huck it like a football, and the grenade plops down near some of the turrets and blows up a bunch of them. And now it's the turrets' turns again. A bunch of them are gonna try and fire at you as you're sort of like stood up from your cover.
I don't think he's gonna counter. Instead, he's just gonna take the brunt, but he's gonna put his arms in front of his face, letting his like armor take the damage a little bit.
Are you sure you want to let just the armor take the damage? Hint, hint. Reveal one of your powers. Hint, hint.
Oh, yeah. He's going to maximize a certain capacitor on his right arm to induce his little shielding.
Yeah, you sort of like drag your finger across a little meter and woof, a big holographic shield appears. 3 successes versus 3 successes. A draw. So what I'm gonna say is they fire upon the shield and like you like hold it up for a moment and then it like it bursts away like energy like shattering effect and you sort of stumble back a little. You don't take any damage but you're thrown off slightly. You're gonna have disadvantage on your next action.
Okay. I guess while he's stumbling, he's gonna use his pistol and do like a fucking like cowboy bebop bang kind of thing for the turret.
Oof. So you got 1 success with 2 dice breaks, which is -1 success altogether.
Oh boy.
That would mean that you would basically achieve the opposite of what you're trying to do, unless you wanted to spend hero points. Now, of course, looking at the rulebook again, I'm sort of being a little more lenient and like reading off the rules to you because you haven't played this version as much.
Okay.
That is of course a... Where is it? Oh, I took that one off. That's right. Okay, number. So you could either spend 1 hero points to turn it from a crashing failure to a normal failure, or you can spend 2 hero points in order to not fail at all, but not really hit any of the targets. Well, actually, yeah. So you wouldn't want to spend any more than 1. Do you want to spend a hero point to make it less of a failure, or?
I'm gonna spend a hero point.
All right. Because otherwise you would have ended up falling flat on your ass and shoot your gun misfiring on yourself. Haha. But instead you just sort of, as you stumble, you fire a couple shots and shoot wide at the wall. Which means it is... Now... Oh wait, you had a disadvantage as well, so you do need to spend 2 hero points. I'm stupid.
That's fine, I'll just spend the 2. Because either way, the outcome's the same.
Yeah. So, it is now the turret's turn to attack you, and as you stumble back, they're going to keep firing on you. Essentially, what do you do as a reaction?
He's going to move to a cover spot and shoot at them again with his pistol.
You maneuver to some more of the cover that's around the battlefield, firing your pistol off. So that's a counter attack. You managed to take out the last couple of the turrets with some powerful shots. You seem like, you're sort of a little relieved, but then you hear bang, bang again, and another spot on the ground opens up, and slowly rises up a fucking, or the ground opens up and something starts to rise up, and what rises up is basically, how do I want to describe this? It's a robot scorpion, I guess is the best way to put it, where it's this like big pod body with 4 legs and a tendril on the back with a gun, and back over and like as it like moves along, on the side of it is like it's all painted white, blue, and yellow, and on the side of it there's a branding that says Cerulean Industries, and A001. And fucking back in the like area, Ruben turns over. It's like, what the hell is that? We were testing my armor, not his bullshit. If your armor's good enough, then if your armor's good enough, then we're gonna be signing your contract. Unless you don't think your armor can stand up against that. Of course it can.
So he's gonna be like looking at the scorpion thing. He's like behind the cover, but he's gonna look around his environment, and he's gonna try and find like a rock or something to distract it, to make it go into a different direction.
As it rose up, it already saw you, and it knows you're its target. And do you want to see you tried to hide as it was coming up?
Yes, I want to see if I try to hide.
Okay, so your reaction to it coming up and preparing to attack you is to attempt to escape its sight and hide. I'm gonna go ahead and allow that to be a stealth check at one disadvantage from the armor, another one from the fact that, it was rising up. So you have 2 disadvantage on this.
Okay.
Which, do you have the rulebook open in front of you? Here. I'll just screenshot this part of the page for you so that you can have it on hand.
Okay. I do have the rulebook section on a website open.
This is the hero point thing. You are allowed to spend hero points to remove disadvantages if you want. It's just a bit more expensive than just getting rid of dice breaks, No,
I get you. But I'm going to allow this simply because of fairness.
Okay. So you've got 2 disadvantage. Well, you got 2 successes and it got none. Huh. So you run to cover, sort of throwing one of the turrets off, and it has not noticed you.
Okay. Yeah, so now he's going to look around and try to distract it by throwing like a rock in a different direction. And I guess while it's distracted, he's going to try and sneak up and just like break its turret off.
Alright. So, I'm going to make that an attack with the enemy at disadvantage because they don't know you're there. Or no, they don't even get to roll a defense. Well, I guess they would always get to roll it. I'm trying to think of... I haven't... I'm realizing I've never made stealth attack mechanics in my system now. Huh. I never planned ahead heavily for stealth. I feel like I did do something once during...
the development phase.
During one of the previous sessions, because one of the characters is stealth focused, but I don't think I have anything hard written in the book for stealth attacks. I think the way that they'll apply is I'll treat it similar to the turret, where you get to do the attack, and so long as you get over like an average level success requirement, I'm going to call it 2, you get your attack off. So 2 or higher, you get, or no, 3 or higher. 3 or higher, you get your 2 or higher. 2 or higher for the stealth attack, I'll say.
Okay.
So, so you said you're gonna rip off its tail?
Yes.
And, like, attack it with its own tail, essentially?
Yes.
So, you walk up, sneak up behind it, it's got a fucking, the turret tail, and you sneak up behind it and then jump on the tail, and it starts, like, stumbling around, like, freaking out, realizing something on its tail, and you rip the turret off the top, look inside, and jam your hand in, rewire it, and make it fire at itself, like, fire the gun tail at the thing. And fucking... yeah, you riddle the back with bullet holes as it fucking falls limp.
Damn.
In the background, fucking Ruben's like, yeah! Yeah! Kick ass!
You should be even happier because he technically used Cerulean's own weapon against it.
Yeah. And the fucking general's like, well, looks like your armor's gonna go far, Mr. Vermeer. You see him smiling as, like, camera pans over to you fucking Killstreak standing there, like, breathing a little heavily as he drops the turret. And with that, we crossfade to him, modern day in the deserts of the Middle East. So, you're standing in the military base, you know, all the briefing. It's like, you're like in the back of a briefing room with a bunch of the like soldiers, in the exosuits. Well, and like an older like commander walks by. It's like, welcome aboard, men. It'll be good to have the assistance of the assistance of cutting edge technology on our side, as well as one of the famous super soldiers that I've heard so much about. And he sort of looks to you a little bit, and a few of them like look back and are like, oh, this dude, you know.
You're just looking back at him, just being quiet, letting the guy speak.
Allow me to get all of you newbies caught up on the enemy we're facing. They're a terrorist organization calling themselves Sphinx. They claim to be fighting for a unified Middle East. It seems as though their organization seeks to I can use words. Hold on. Hang on. They're fighting for a unified Middle East. From what we've been able to gather, they want to control everything from Yemen to Egypt to Turkey to Iran, and they're willing to do anything to get this area under their control.
Rico starts putting his hand up.
I'm just gonna say in the background, your character has been deployed here fighting these guys for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is in universe to catch them up. But that being said, what is the question you want to ask so I can know?
Oh, it was quite literally just trying to tease or ask what is this group called or something like that.
Oh no, they just said their name is Sphinx, the terrorist group Sphinx.
That's my bad.
It's okay. Yeah, the terrorist group Sphinx. They want to basically like unify the Middle East under one governmental group. Them has a insurgent terror group that technically isn't part of any government yet. Our enemy can be anywhere and can be anyone, which is when making the situation difficult. And like as he says that, he sort of glances to you. Locating targets can be hard, but we have found one that we needed, or we have found the perfect target, which is why we called in backup on this one. And you see like satellite images zooming in on a location. It's like, this is I can't use words. From the outside, this here appears to be a hospital. A clever ruse from them in order to keep themselves hidden from our attention. What it is a weapon manufacturing facility, where Sphinx is attempting to reverse engineer stolen European, US, and Russian weaponry, and create more. This isn't just old 80s and Cold War era rocket launchers and machine guns. We believe they've gotten a hold of some of the equipments that we've been deploying, including a suit of what is the name of the armor?
It's a Goliath armor.
Including a suit of Goliath armor, model 006.
Killstreak starts crushing his fist.
The agent who was in it has not been heard from in the last few months. His GPS tracking had gone dark. We believe they were KIA, and that Sphinx has gotten a hold of their armor. Your primary goal should be the retrieval of that armor and the elimination of all weapon manufacturing abilities they have. Is this clear? And all the private security guys in the armor, they're all just like, yeah, you know, all just like, yeah, gung ho, kind of like excited to be fighting bad guys.
He's the only one in the room, just like silent, slowly shaking his head.
All right, understood. All of you back aboard the VTOL. We'll be flying you to the location as quickly as we can, and we'll drop you in from above. Let's hope those fall suppressors in your exoskeletons work as good as the Goliath armors does. Maybe I'll get up and start to make their way out.
I'm following with them.
As you follow along, we again cut back to a few years ago. Yeah, you outside of armor in a military base, basically playing cards with a number of other soldiers. You're all sitting there with stuff, and like you sat down having like gotten a really good hand. A number of them are like, and one's like, how can we be sure you didn't inherit some sort of psychic power from your father or from your father's messed up genes?
Well, you would know, because I'd be reading your thoughts. The latest Playboy magazine that you read.
Playboy, more like Playgirl. One of them calls out, and like a couple of them chuckle, and one's like, "How do you know what the opposite version's name is?"
He starts chuckling and laughing at that guy. He knows what I'm talking about.
Seems pretty weird, though. Them bringing a super soldier on board for a power armor project. I mean, it's not like this asshole needs any. He's probably as strong as his father. Sorry, go ahead.
He's just kind of like rubbing the back of his neck, and he's like, things are complicated. My dad, he's very strong. I'll just leave it at that.
One of the chuckles. So sounds like Major Freedom's fruit just weren't quite as potent as they expected, huh? I hear. Did you have a brother or sister?
Brother.
Yeah. I hear his brother didn't even get any powers at all. You don't say. Guess that super soldier serum don't run too deep.
He throws his cards on the table.
And one of them's like, or a scientist, or one of them turns over. It's like a scientist guy who's in the room. It's like, what is it? What's up, Egghead? Why is he the only one getting to wear the cool ass armor? Well, hang on. Like the scientist looks up, like you're all just like basically in a break room of the research facility, and it's like, well, during these early stages, we can't be sure if the hydraulics are safe for people. Some earlier testing had negative results on positioning of joints and limbs, if you understand what I mean. There's a couple of them like, oh. But his strength should allow him to fight back against any locking up of the armor. At least that's what's been shown so far. And then, with that, the door opens, and the tall, red-headed, like lean Ruben Vermey walks in, sort of glancing around the room, and everyone goes sort of quiet, like oh. What? Come on, you all don't need to be worked up. Just because I'm the guy in charge of this whole project doesn't mean doesn't mean I'm not okay with all you chilling. I'm not military after all. I'm just a scientist. He chuckles and walks over and sits down at the table you're at.
He takes a sip out of a drink he has.
What's your character's name again? I forget.
His name is Rico.
Rico, right?
Yeah.
He holds out his hand to shake. Ruben Vermey. My dad's where your dad got his strength from.
Yeah. Told me about that. Some 5 or 10 years? 11? I don't know. I lost count.
Like I said, he's holding out his hand to shake. I assume you do it.
Oh. Yeah, he's gonna shake it.
Don't you worry. You and me together, we're gonna get you out of your father. Or you and me together, we're gonna get out of both our father's shadows. We're gonna show this world what a real superhero looks like.
I bet so. I bet so.
And with that, we cut back to modern day as you're in the VTOL flying over it. Which, let me better describe what I just keep saying VTOL, but VTOL can mean all sorts of things. Because in real life, VTOL is a vertical takeoff landing.
We could call it an Osprey.
What?
An Osprey.
Oh, what's an Osprey? Is that a real life vehicle?
Yeah, that's here, I'll send you an image.
Let me see what it looks like. I was gonna go with a made-up fictional VTOL for, like how fucking comics always do, like a Quinjet situation.
They were popularly seen in the Transformers movies, I'll tell you
actually,
that much.
post the image in the, Ulrich talk on Gas Network.
Okay, yeah.
Everybody watching on Twitch, if you go and join the Gas Network below, you can see the image right now. Those of you watching on the YouTube upload, scroll up and you'll probably find it at some point.
There's a couple of versions of it. That's typically that's like a carrier transport, and then this one's more of a gunnery station.
Yeah, that's not too far off from what I was gonna describe actually. So the way on I'm gonna say it's like looks similar to that, where it's a very flat-bodied thing where the propellers are built directly into the wings. So what happens is when this thing's taking off, the propellers and the wings spin up, lift it up, and then it doesn't need to have any turning mechanism or anything. It can just switch over to forward flight mode immediately.
Yep.
With the blades are basically like, when it's in flight mode, it's a solid metal circle, but then when it wants to use the propellers, it collapses them down into a set of 4 propellers on each wing,
Yeah.
So it's able to achieve jet speeds while also having all of the benefits of a VTOL. At least that's the combat ones. The one you're on is a little bit fatter, more close to a, cargo plane shape. I guess I don't want to say cargo plane because that would be huge, but, it's like, it's a little bit larger because it's for transporting a number of troops.
Yes.
And, you're standing over the building, and, the guy at the head of the VTOL, he looks back, he's like, alright, all of you get ready. We're gonna drop you directly onto their base. You'll be dropping into a hot zone. Be ready for anything. Prepare for a drop in 3, 2, 1, and he hits a button. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that Killstreak is just gonna immediately jump out.
Oh, actually, I was gonna say, rather than it being like an open side, as he says 1, the bottom just opens up and it literally drops all of you.
Oh, okay, that's even better.
Yeah, so you all just drop down and all of them are like, ah! They're all holding their guns in the air, a little worried as they're falling down. And I imagine you're just like, what pose do you take as you're falling?
He's gonna do let's see. They're not incredibly high up, are they?
Yeah, no, you're not super high.
Okay, so he's gonna be kind of going down a little bit, doing the superhero stance when he lands.
Yeah.
That's the Iron Man pose or something.
Yeah. All of you drop down and you burst through the roof of the building. You all have enough weight and momentum to fall through the roof onto the top floor. Sort of kicking up dust. They're all fucking in the... They're in their hydraulic stuff, and they all sort of whoa, stumble a little because it's the first time they've actually done big falls in this shit, and they're just amazed that they landed fine. And immediately, hang on, display the thing, OBS display,
Do it, display it, do it,
display it for me. I'm gonna display my legs. I was trying to make a joke on splaying, but then I realized displaying the legs, it would already be a normal word. Never mind. We immediately drop into a combat situation.
Alright. He's gonna look up and draw his pistol to shoot the closest person in vicinity.
Doing the rolls. You get an extra die because you have military training. So, you will have command over all of the other soldiers here. On your turn. they all collectively share a single turn, so you can be like, I want all of them to shoot all of the people around. You know what I mean?
Oh, sweet. In
Yeah.
which case,
They're all defaulting to your command. They may ignore your commands, but you can give them. So like, are you giving them the same command of immediately open fire, essentially?
yeah, on Team Com, he's like, hit the switch.
Hit the switch. I like that. Get a hero point for the creative wording of it, of open fire. Not just saying like fire, fire, but hit the switch. I like that. So your roll I'm doing first. The enemy rolled 2 successes, while you rolled 5. Literally the maximum amount of damage you can do before you start applying debuffs.
Oh shit! That guy must be having a bad day.
Holy shit! So you raise up your gun, fucking like tacked it. Like I'm imagining like things almost slow down as you point the gun out, fire, and it fucking like through a bunch of guys' heads, through a wall, and another guy's head.
Imagine Michael Bay Call of Duty Black Ops 2 style slow-mo montage of them, you know, in the car in Cuba getting shot, or that moment where was it Wayland or something like that bust open the window to stop Mason from trying to shoot the other guy, and they failed, obviously.
But meanwhile, all of the private security around you all start just, you know, firing off in all directions around you and thinking, knock down all these guys.
Yes.
And hang on, sorry. I'm just looking at a thing in my notes real fast. So yeah, they fucking like they take out a good handful of guys, and you know you dropped and immediately opened fire. And as you look around, you are immediately met with a bunch of people laying in medical beds all around. Like there was already people injured here that were being treated to, and the guys you shot definitely soldiers, all armed with guns, all like very clearly like, you know, baddies, as a number of them are wearing the they're all wearing the things of the Sphinx terror organization, which is like a yellow sash.
He's gonna he's looking around the area just to make sure there's not going to be any other visitors, and when there aren't, he's just going to say, you know, put your safeties on.
With that, it is in fact enemy turn, and one of them like comes up and says in like, God, what Middle Eastern languages are there? I don't know off the top of my head all of the Middle Eastern languages. Because I don't want to name specific countries. You guys are in non-distinct Middle Eastern country, because I don't want to put this like too close to any reality. You know, it's like how fucking Doctor Doom comes from fucking whatever country he comes from rather than a real one.
We can make up a Middle Eastern country.
Well, the thing is, that's why these guys are like, they're a army that aren't from a particular country. They're just a general terror organization.
No, yeah, but I mean, like, for the language base.
Oh yeah, I don't know. They speak in a Middle Eastern language. Like one of them comes up and is like, "You motherfucker!" Or their language is closest to approximation to "you motherfuckers."
Okay.
And you know, he's gonna immediately, like, a guy basically comes out behind cover holding a fucking gun, is gonna open fire on you.
Killstreak is gonna like sprint up to him, and he's basically gonna put the shotgun up to the guy's head, so when he pulls the trigger.
So you're gonna run over and try and just blow the dude's brains out?
Yeah, well, he's gonna try and have the dude blow his own brains out.
Oh, you're gonna... Okay, I see. That's gonna be a counterattack, so it's gonna come without... it's gonna come with a disadvantage.
Okay.
So he rolled 5 successes, and you rolled 3. So he moves the grid 2 points back in his group's favor.
Okay.
As you like start running at him, and he fucking fires the shotgun at you, and it fucking like sprinkles you with pellets and like damage, cracking your visor a little. And he sort of like, as he realizes you're running at him, he basically throws himself back and like starts like backing away and running away from you. And it's now your turn.
Uh, Killstreak is like sprinting after this man like he's the Pepsi Man.
Pepsi Man, dum dum da 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 dum dum da 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 dum. Pepsi, if you fucking sponsor me, I will put Pepsi Man into Hero Infinite.
Yes, let's go. Pepsi Man versus Killstreak. Let's fucking go.
I will not hesitate to add Pepsi Man into this universe because it would be the funniest shit in the world.
Yes.
Pepsi Man and his terrifying CGI mouth.
And that one offset game that they had for him.
Oh man, I would love to see people try and make a remake for that. I know, God, there's a Metal Gear Rising Revengeance mod that turns everything Pepsi Man themed, or all the villains are Coca-Cola themed. It's the greatest thing ever. Anyway. Now I'm just imagining like fucking Pepsi and Coke cans slamming into each other. How's the song go? It's like, in this world I realize you were just like, you know, the fucking Rising Revengeance song that everyone's been memeing lately? That just over two cans like bumping into each other. Somebody please make an edit of that.
Yes, please.
Anyway, the fucking I can use words. So you're running at him to try and grab him. What do you want your allies to do, or are you gonna leave them to their own devices?
We're gonna capture him for interrogation.
Capture the guy for interrogation? Okay. So you want them to like aid in catching this guy rather than scoping the area out more?
No, Killstreak is gonna go for this guy, but he wants two men to stay in position while the rest of them kind of scan out the place.
Yeah, start going around.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get hang on, 3 advantage from your power armor and super strength combined on trying to catch this man. So let's see if he manages to escape. That'll be impressive to say the least. What the fuck? What the fuck? So you got 1 success and he got 3.
I would like to use hero points.
At this point, to get here, oh, you did have 2 crashing failures within it, so you can spend 2 hero points to make it a draw, or you can fucking spend, if you want to make it so that you outright succeed and capture him, that would cost 7.
I will spend the 7.
All right. So you run over and fucking grab, like he's running from you and like he's turning through rooms and he like slows down, like breathes, starts like reloading his gun because he think he got away from you, and then just your arms go through the wall and grab him and pull him through the wall, and you're holding him.
He's gonna basically Killstreak's gonna take a shotgun and just like crush it in front of him,
like crumble the tip and like throw it to the side.
Yes. And he's just gonna drag him along, like from the collar all the way to his allies that just remained at that area.
So as you're dragging him, he's just gonna be fucking like kicking and like trying to get free, and he's just like fucking like calling out for help essentially, in his native tongue.
Well, I can't stop him from calling. No. And plus, I think at this point, well, no.
They probably know you're here.
Yeah, that's fair. You know what? He's gonna he's gonna pause for a minute and think about this, like as if I'm thinking about this, and then he's gonna get like, you know what? I got an idea. He pulls out his pistol and he just shoots him in the leg.
You know, I'm not gonna scream right now, but he screams fucking bloody murder in pain.
So he's just gonna like walk on over to his guys. He's like, so we're gonna have company coming over. After everybody's done scouting out and swarming up the place, we're going to make defenses because they're sure as hell going to come back for him. In the meantime, let's try to have a tea party with our friend and ask him the 20 questions of the day.
He starts speaking like rough English. He's like, you imperialist pigs.
Now,
and he like spits on your armor.
He just looks down and he's like, whatever. Just tosses him to a side.
You just can't leave this part of the world alone. It has to be in your control like everything else.
He just starts like looking over to his friends and just looks back at the guy. He's like, what in the hell are you talking about?
You Americans, Europeans, all of you. It's your fault everything that's happening here. You won't just leave. You won't just leave you just won't leave the land to its own people.
See, the issue is, I'm here for my own personal kind of gribble grobble, schnibble stubble. I don't know where I was going with that. But anyways, I don't blame you for the hate that you have in some ways, but you do have something that's a no-go. I can't let you guys have that. So that's why we're here.
He sort of like looks at you. He's like, here for what? Your armor? I don't think. I think you're going to have. I can use words. Your armor? I don't think you understand the gravity of the situation here. And as he says that, hands reach through the floor, and he smiles as you're grabbed by your ankles and yanked to the floor below. And we're just gonna refill this meter as you enter a brand new combat scenario against just the 006, what was it called? Goliath suit? 006 Goliath suit. Because you are pulled down by, and like, it's like painted in yellow and like, you know, like various like imagery of their faction, and on its face is painted up like a skull with snakes wrapping around the top of the helmet.
He's just like trying to recover from the shock of being pulled through the floor for a little bit, and he gets back up on his feet.
So, it is your turn. What do you do for your action?
He looks at the armor, and he's just quickly thinking to himself. He's quickly thinking of the gear he's got. He's got 2 grenades, right?
You've got the equipment you would normally have, you know, rifle, pistol, grenades.
Okay. So he's thinking back to the training areas and all that stuff, and knowing that these people are inexperienced in using this kind of stuff, he's going to try and play that at his disadvantage. So what he's going to do, he's going to toss 2 primed grenades, one to the left and the other one to the guy's feet. He's going to try and use the one that he throws to the guy's left as a distraction. And he's going to throw the other one below the guy's feet.
So you're going to, like, draw one, throw it, and as he looks at that, you're going to draw a pin and drop one, and, like, jump back.
Yes.
Okay. Doing the roll, doing the roll. Oh, man. Good rolls happen. Oh my fucking god. So for context, you got a 10, which rolled a 10, which rolled a 10.
Holy shit.
So he got 4 successes. Oh no, sorry, 3 successes. Well, you got 6. So, you fucking throw the fucking grenade to his side. Like, he like looks over at it, and you drop one, and as he looks back at you, you dive back as the explosion you basically jump back through a wall behind you, and then use that said wall as cover. Like, you know, you jump backwards through a wall and then turn to the side as the grenade goes off and launches him back.
He's gonna peer around the corner, taking a look at the guy in the suit.
He's like been knocked back and is trying to dust himself off, and like he's armed with a fucking like old assault rifle, and he pulls it up and is basically gonna start shooting at the wall near you, trying to shoot you through the wall. That means he's attacking with a disadvantage.
Okay.
What do you do?
Killstreak he still has his pistol, or he's gonna pull out his pistol, and He's gonna, uh, get it ready, and he's gonna let the wall absorb the damage, and he's gonna, in the process of letting the wall take that damage, think of another plan.
So are you saying you're like holding action or or something? What do you?
Well, if he's attacking, that means
Yeah, you can react, which means you can either counterattack, defend, dodge. Like you could use it to try and run a little bit.
yeah. So I'm just gonna let him shoot the wall.
Okay. Basically, I guess I'll treat that as a block.
Yes.
Which you rolled 6 successes and he rolled 1 success. So he just fucking starts like firing at the wall, and you like hunker down a little bit, and none of the bullets hit you. And now it's your turn.
He's going to. He's going to return fire. I'm just going to leave it as he's going to return fire through the wall and just like shoot at the guy.
Okay. Due to 2 crashing failures, you have 0 successes. Or due to 2 dice breaks, I should say.
Okay.
If you want to spread the hero points, you can bring that up to 2 successes. But he, meanwhile, on a counter attack, got 2 successes. Disadvantage means he got 1 success. So you can either get hurt or get attacked by him for 1, or you can spend 1 hero point and no one gets hurt, or you can spend 2 hero points and he takes 1 damage.
I'll spend 1 so it evens the playing field.
Okay. It's like the both of you start firing on each other and like moving for cover, and like you're just like running sideways through walls, like through the building. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just like firing in between walls and through doorways at each other. What is now happening is the soldiers that were with you and the soldiers that were with them are in a full-on firefight against each other, like around you guys. So at any given moment, there could be like other soldiers nearby that you could try and like call on for assistance or something. But
Okay.
they have the same potentially. So it is their action, and they're just gonna keep trying to shoot at you. What do you do as your reaction?
I'm going to dodge.
You're going to dodge?
Yeah.
Okay. So they got 3 successes and you got 4. So they're firing at you and you're just like diving out of the way of the attack.
It was slow bullet time stuff.
Yeah. And now what do you do with your action?
I'm going to I'm going to well, actually, yeah, I'm going to have him use his rifle, and you know what? No. You know what? Even better. There's debris because of all the shots, because of the chunks of concrete coming off the walls, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna throw a concrete thing at him. He knows that's not gonna really do anything, but that's gonna provide some form of distraction as he shoots him.
Okay. So you fucking grab the wall, break a chunk off, huck concrete at him. He raises his hand and punches it, turning it to dust as you ran forward behind it, get the gun out and fire at him. And it's 2v4, so you move forward 2 on the battle grid. Look it. You basically run forward, blast him right in the front, and you fucking crack his. What gun are you using? Pistol or rifle?
I'm using a pistol for this one.
Okay, you know some of the weaker spots on the armor, so I imagine you got right up at him and shot up at one of the weaker spots, maybe underneath the chest armor a little.
Yeah, the gut and all that stuff.
Yeah, he stumbles back a little bit. And then on his turn, he's going to bring his gun up to a weak spot on the side and fire at it of your armor. So, showing that he knows where the weak spots are as well. Le gasp.
Yes, the gasp.
What do you do as a reaction as he's about to shoot you?
He's gonna try and hold his gun up, in the air.
Push his gun away?
Yeah.
3v4 successes, you easily push it away. You fucking like he fires, like you quickly like push it to the side and shoot. Now it's your turn.
He's gonna put his pistol in his holster. He's just gonna start just wailing on this guy with his bare fists.
Oh. So that's going to get the advantage of 2 dice from your super strength and another die from the strength advantage of the armor. He's basically just gonna start trying to like block your attacks. Let's see how good or bad that goes for him, huh? Okay, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. So you got 5 successes with 2 breaking dice, bringing it down to 3, and he got. Hold on, this is 10. Oh no, he got 6. So there's no way, unless you wanted to spend fucking 7 dice, you can't deal any damage to him. No,
That's fine.
Sorry. You would have to spend 12 dice.
I'm just gonna leave it at that and let that just be what it is.
Yeah.
Because
So the two you were fighting, he's like blocking the attacks, and then at one moment he's gonna like basically catch your fist and then rear back and try and headbutt you.
I'm gonna use Killstreak is gonna use his knee to faceplate.
Alright, so that's gonna be a counter attack. But super strength and all of that benefiting you. He may have the same armor as you, but you still have the distinct advantage of pure biological superiority.
Thanks, Dad, for the steroids.
Alright, a difference of 1 success means that you deal damage to him instead, so he rears back to headbutt you. And what I like to think happens is like you basically like tank the headbutt and it does nothing to you, and then you rear back and like while he's holding your fist, and you like fucking knee him in the chest stomach area and like stumble him back a little.
Yeah, like he comes in and he's trying to headbutt, and then when he's coming back for the reel, he just Killstreak lifts up his knee and hits his faceplate.
Yeah. So you fucking so you need him in the I understand. So you forced his hand down into your knee. Okay, I misunderstood. Yeah, so when he goes to headbutt, you fucking force him down into the knee. And that was his attack, so now it's your attack again.
He's going at it again, just going all Harambe on this guy.
Rip Harambe. He was protecting us from all the evils of the world. Everything went bad when he died.
I'm making a canon that Killstreak has a Harambe tattoo on his body.
So 6 successes v5 has you fucking, boom, slam, like you're fucking like going at him like punch, 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 and then you hit in the stomach and punch, 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 boom, hit in the chest.
Yep.
Like he's like, it's like block, 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 stomach hit, block, 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 chest hit.
Yep.
And you guys are like you're pushing each other through walls and shit during this fight.
Yep, it's quite literally a total Matrix fight, but instead of karate, it's just pure strength.
Yeah. He's gonna now like try and like grab you and basically like drop back, and like he's gonna hold your arms and drop kick your chest while pulling your arms, if you get what I mean.
So kind of like a suplex?
Yeah. No, not exactly. Like he's gonna grab your arms, like pull you forward, jump up, and like kick you. If you get
yeah.
So he will fall on the ground, but you'll get slammed back.
Let's see. I feel like Killstreak would try to duck for when he comes up for that jump.
Okay.
And try to use him when he pulls that arms to his advantage to just bring him down.
So you're gonna try and dodge?
Yeah.
Okay. So he rolled 3 successes and you rolled 5, so you successfully, you let him pull you, and basically, rather than, yank you down into his kick, you, roll through it and go around him. Now both of you are on the ground.
Yes.
And, of course, the weight of heavy armor, you're on the 2nd story of a 3-story building. As you guys slam down, there's, a brief moment of, pause, and as you crash through onto the lower floor.
At this point, Killstreak pulls out his combat knife.
You draw the combat knife, and they look over at you, and then they look to the side, and they pick up a fucking machete that's on the ground, and like stand up, and the two of you and I like walking in a circle around each other, weapons drawn. You
He's
know?
just quiet, just staring at his opponent, looking at all the vulnerabilities, and just letting his suit kind of like process everything he's seeing.
It's your turn.
With the rubble around, he's going to try and create yet another diversion using the crumbled concrete. He's going to try and kick something to his face.
Okay, and then
from there, he's going to try and throw his combat knife into the guy's left shoulder where his heart artery is.
So, you fucking kick the thing up. He got 0 successes. You got 4. So, you kick the rubble up, and he sort of like goes to like avoid it, but like it fucking like slams him right in his head, knocking his helmet off as you throw the knife, and it sticks into like a weak spot on the armor that you know is there. And as the dust from the rubble clears, he sort of like leans forward and shakes his head, and you recognize him. The armor wasn't stolen.
He pauses and looks and just tries to just look at this.
You look. It's Agent Mercer, a guy you fought side by side with multiple times in the past.
Mercer? What the fuck are you doing?
I'm doing what I know is right. And he's gonna fucking run at you and try and like get you with the machete.
He's gonna try to, I guess, counter it. He's gonna try and use Mercer's own like force to swing the machete back at himself.
So counterattack.
Yeah.
Okay. 0 successes versus 3. He fucking runs at you with the machete. You fucking like grab it, like basically move it around and stab him in the stomach with his own chest, driving it through it. Yet another one of the weak points, like this few chinks in the armor you know are there. And you impale him on it. He falls forward, like, you know, coughing up a little bit.
He's just gonna grab Mercer by the shoulder, and he's like, "I still don't get it. Why? Just why?"
He sort of like reaches up as he's like coughing blood, and he pulls out of like one of the compartments in the armor a small USB. This war isn't what you think it is. We're not on the right side of this. I think you know that already. He's
gonna grab.
Fade out. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say he's gonna grab the flash drive and just look at it.
No, you look at it, and we're gonna use that again as a sort of fade to you sitting like in like the military base, like looking at the flash drive, you know, after the fact, your helmet off, you know, you've got like the unshaved stubble, like bags on your eyes, you're like not looking good, and you know, everyone else is celebrating successful operation. The armor's been gotten back, and you know, the head of Cerulean Industries who tagged along is looking at the recovered military armor. You know, like everyone's like, yeah, we stopped the people. And you're sitting here looking at this drive, a computer nearby.
He's gonna walk up to the computer. Well, actually, before he even does that, he's gonna look around. Like, is he in a tent or is he in like an actual building?
An actual building, a bit off. Like everyone else is off in another area, but you slipped away.
Okay, he's gonna lock the door behind him with this computer, and he's gonna start going through this drive.
You start going through, and what you find is a bunch of stuff of, you know, the US military like giving equipment to people with the Sphinx equipment, and you start going through, and you basically start finding a bunch of stuff that this group of people called Sphinx here, this is literally just the US military pulling the name of an old fucking like World War I era like German division, and slapping it onto a group of people to create a false insurgency to destabilize the Middle East, to give them excuses to go into the area to clean up the mess.
He kind of just like reels back and just has like a his skin goes like pale white.
As you realize what's you look at that and you've got your armor fully on still and your helmet sitting off to the side.
He sits there and he's quite literally feels like it's an eternity, but it's probably just an hour of just him just going through like everything from training, from working with his friends, and with the division he's in. He thinks about his dad, oddly enough.
You find stuff also talking about how like this conflict is literally another big part of it was to test you and your armor, and you like the armor of all the guys in the power armor to put it in a actual combat situation and see how it comes out.
He pulls the drive out of the computer and then he sobs a little bit, just thinking about everything and Mercer. And then he gets up and then he puts the tack suit on and then puts the armor on.
Yeah. I imagine you make your way to like the fucking or like you like walk out, I guess. And
yes.
With that, we're gonna like we cut to a scene of like a few of like the soldiers, like everyone's celebrating and like having small talk, and then the one of them's like, "Hey, where's Killstreak at? Yeah, like we wouldn't have been able to get this shit back without him." Yeah, one of them's like, "Hard to believe that fucking Mercer betrayed us." And then one of them like looks up and's like, "Were we supposed to have a VTOL taking off?" And they look, and one of the larger scale VTOLs, a vehicle transport VTOLs, taken off and poof, flying away. And that is the end of that episode of Hero Infinite. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Origin story of fucking Killstreak.
Yeah, holy shit. That was really good. I'm looking forward to seeing what other people have to do after this episode. Like what
else is gonna go down?
Yeah, bend over and that arc in terms of what that could mean for
with him knowing Ruben Vermey.
Yeah.
Fun things. I like planting little scenes of the interconnected world, reusing things, mentioned like having multiple characters meet the same NPCs, with the goal being that this is an active connected world. All of you are doing things at the same time, and eventually we're getting closer and closer to the point where we should be able to start doing potential crossover sessions.
Nice. And like I said, I've said it before and I'll say it again, this is why I say that Hero Infinite is like the best thing between like DC and Marvel. It's not cookie cutter like Marvel at all. It's kind of like its own beast in that sense of developing its own arcs. And
yes.
it's far more entertaining. Far more entertaining and, far more, consistent than anything DC will ever put out.
I appreciate it because I feel like the setting is super hit and miss, and sometimes like the stories I tell are hot garbage, while other ones I'm proud of.
As far as let's actually dissect Marvel and DC for a hot minute. I don't, if you don't mind. We have for DC literal fucking gods. We got Superman. He's practically a god. Wonder Woman, in a sense, she's also a god. I mean,
demigod, more so.
Yes, but she has that, that power, that oomph behind her too. We have Batman, who's just supposed to be like, a human, but he's also, got a photographic memory, the world's greatest detective, someone who just consistently trains and trains to the point where he's practically a god himself.
Mm-hmm.
And on Marvel's side, yes, you have a little more heart to warmer characters, but a lot of them, especially for like movies coming out, are so cookie cutter and formulaic. But it's all for greater grand scheme of just what the overall phase is about. Whereas, Hero Infinite takes the best of both worlds. It provides, that sense of adventure that I would say, like, DC comic can on occasion do, while also providing the realism and groundism that Marvel comic has been infamous in the past about.
I appreciate. Like I said, I think you're like the first player who's actually been regularly watching the sessions as well.
Well, of course. I mean, seriously. I mean, like, all these characters are different and unique in a way. Sorry for that ring. But yeah, so it's they're all unique, and sure, I mean, they're different characters than what I would have made, but that's what just makes it more enticing and different, and not generic.
I appreciate. Like, I know every single character has like a different tone going on, because like I talked with every player about what their inspirations were and what kind of things they wanted, so all of them could have a distinct tone. In fact, my plan is once we have a couple episodes under every hero's belt, that on the channel there'll be the generic Hero Infinite playlist, which will have every hero in a recommended viewing order of their sessions, and then each hero will also get the individual stories that they star in listed, Because everyone really does have, like, a different vibe. Like, I'm trying to think, like, I know you were going for something like Doom Marine or Punisher vibes.
Yeah, the best way I was trying to describe the character originally was like a mixture of Iron Man meets the Punisher, and that's not totally inaccurate, but there is a lot more depth to the character than just that surface comparison.
Yeah, but like you're going for like a sort of serious while also like actiony badass tone. But then we have like, Sleepy with Lawson, who's going for like that CW drama hero show, things like The Preacher or Lucifer or Supernatural.
Right.
Or Zed, who's like heavily inspired by anime and Teen Titans and wants that sort of shonen, like villain of the week, slightly comedic tone. And Arm wants like a very comedic, like Red versus Blue inspired tone. I know Ryan went like his character. He wanted to look like Lupin the Third style, like charmer thief. Broditis is very much classic, like Silver Age comic book hero, like comedy with his character Mothman.
Yep.
And Vic is going for like the James Bondy / Austin Power vibe is what he's gone for. So like everyone has a very different tone, and I think it feeds into things in a fun way. And we still have 3 more players in line to join. It's just about getting a time where I and them can meet. Like, and I'm excited for when they show up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Dova's character just for the comedic value out of that.
Dova's character, I cannot wait for. Don't want to say too much for people, but I've dropped teasers in the past where I think I've mentioned elements of what he's going to be, but he's going to be simultaneously one of the most funny and badass ones, I think, and I'm looking forward to it. He's almost going for like, Deadpool meets the Yakuza games vibes, where it's just like so badass that it loops back to being funny, while also packaging it in a immediately comedic package with his case. Like, I'm excited to do his sessions. Like, I'm excited for everyone's sessions, honestly. I've been loving running this and like thinking of ways I can run the stories, and I can't wait until I can get to the point where I can start having multiple people cross over.
I'm just saying this right now. I'm attending live for the when certain people
Veneer's character.
Veneer her character comes into the picture.
Which is hopefully going to be soon, because I believe her schedule's been opening up more. Veneer is one of my friends. We've been talking a lot about getting her character in the setting. It's a very, very interesting one, and I think Veneer and Dova, I think, are going to stand out, because while everyone is very tonally different, I think their characters are the most starkly tonally different from everyone else, due to very simple things the very simple elements of their character designs, and the rippling effects that has to have on the entire telling of their characters' stories.
Right.
Anyway, I think we should wrap that up now.
Yeah.
I've been Olirek.
And I am El Atomico.
The Atomic Squid.
Yes.
We'll see all you later. Ta-ta.
Bye.